This is Cranchi's brand new 78. It's the biggest boat they've ever built, and it is really interesting. So I just had a look over, and it's a fascinating boat. So I'm going to take you on board, and we're going to do the full tour. But you can see from here just how big these boats are. Look at that. That is magnificent, isn't it? Okay, let's go and have a look. You really get a sense of size as you walk down here. Okay. Right, let's go. So we're going to take a full tour of this one, and I'll show you all of the features that are on it. And it starts off down here. Now, for a 78-foot Flybridge boat, you don't normally find a garage. You certainly don't normally expect to find one big enough that will take a Williams 385, and it'll take a jet ski next to it as well. In fact, you could put a second jet ski on this high-low platform if you wanted to. So you're really toyed up with this boat. For a sub-80-foot boat, that's brilliant. And of course, you can have it in the, as we have here, it's like a beach club. So that is rather nice. We've not even got on the boat yet. Now, we're at a boat show. It's a very busy boat, so we're going to have to do the best we can, but we will get into all the areas, and I'll show you everything that we can find. So first thing we've got is this cockpit area. Very nice size. And what's interesting is these doors don't just slide across this way. There's also another section just here that slides across, so it really opens this area out, which is rather nice. And then you've got your saloon area just here. These lovely big deep cushions, very comfortable looking, and a lot of Italian styling going on in here, as you can imagine, as being an Italian boat. So we'll head on through. We've got a dining area just here, and that will seat 8 people. We shall sleep 8 as well, obviously. And what they've done is they've then designed this forward section from here is really more of a crew area. So you've got a sliding door here, and then you've got the galley, and that's got a side access door straight out. But it means that the crew also can come from here around, and there's a little mess area up here. So they've got somewhere to sit and relax, and that is part of the helm, which is rather impressive looking. I love this wooden wheel. Look at this. That's stunning, isn't it? It's got all glass screens, and of course this then gets you into all the various zones on the boat for changing, you know, soft top opening, closing, and the blinds and the TV lift. Everything is controlled from here. This is actually on the stabilization system, the Humphrey stabilization system, and you can see a camera there. So there's various cameras on the boats for CCTV. But let's go out around here. The other thing that we passed, incidentally, which is quite rare on a 78-foot boat, is a day heads on the main deck. You don't normally see that on sub 80-foot boats. So that is quite impressive that they've got that in as well. The galley area then, as I mentioned, is here. Meal cooking, massive American style fridge freezers, look at these. And then you've got the worktops here. Now, this is at a size where you might want to own or operate, and if you do, you can have this open so it links all the way through. This is closed up for crew operation, but you specify the boat obviously depending on how you want to use it. And as we go around here, you've got your access out onto the decks, which we'll come to in a bit, but also access through to that area. So as I say, all of this can be all crew domain, in round here, out onto the decks. They don't need to go through the guest areas at all, which is rather clever. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the lower deck, and then we'll work our way out onto the decks and the engine room and the crew area and so on. So we're going to go around here. This takes us down, and it's a 4-cabin layout down here. They put a bit of storage in here, which is nice. So these are drawers, bedding, whatever you want to put in there. And as we come on round, I think we'll head forward first of all and head up to the front. So the VIP cabin is up here in the bow. So in here you've got things like your wardrobes, all illuminated of course. Masses of headroom in here. I mean, it really is super big. Looks like there's an access panel up into there, so that you've got the way out of the front of the boat. Big hull windows, which is nice. This, of course, again, all storage up and behind areas like this. And a very nice ensuite. For a VIP cabin, that's a decent size, and it's got a bidet in it. And then in behind here is the shower area, and that's got an illuminated rainfall shower, which is a rather neat trick. Excellent. Let's carry on a bit further back and see what else we can see. I love the way this works, the way it comes around here. That's nice. It's just a bit more interesting. Okay, let's head down here. So we have guest cabins on either side. They are twin berth, as you can see. Beautifully finished with all this sort of stitching they've got going along here and this suede finish on here. And this here as well. It's very lovely and it's very Italian. This has its own ensuite. There's a wardrobe here, of course. But that's a decent ensuite when you consider that all the cabins have got ensuites, so you're obviously having to sacrifice a bit of space somewhere. That is pretty good. The toilet itself is in behind the door, of course, like so. Excellent. And then directly opposite, not quite directly, but jinked slightly, is this one. That's a really good size, nice double bed. That's kind of VIP cabin quality, really, isn't it? Even though it isn't a VIP cabin. Big window again, like the big opening section as well. Entertainment system in here and that sort of thing. Again, the wardrobes, and again, the ensuite finished off like the other ones. Nice shower again. And the toilet is just there. That is not a bad cabin, is it? Okay, let's go and find the master cabin. So for that, we're going to head back down the boat. That's the stairs that we came down. And then that is the master cabin. Again, a lot of Italian styling and things like the way they've done this unit against the window and then the colours they've used and that sort of thing. Obviously, there's a lot of variation of choice in colours. You can have different themes and different choices, but that is a nice cabin. In behind here is the ensuite. So shower on this side, toilet there, and what's actually quite nice is that toilet is through a separate door, so you can close that off and people can still come in here and use the shower, use the sinks, that sort of thing. And there's a sliding door here, so that can be closed off as well, keep the steam out. And then on the other side is a big walk-in wardrobe. Very nice indeed. And of course, there's all drawers down underneath here. And more over here. That's lovely. Again, it's another thing you don't really expect to find on a 78-foot boat, and you certainly don't expect to find a separate dressing area, which this has got over here. That's rather splendid. And that, of course, can drop down thusly. That is a decent cabin, isn't it? Very decent cabin. Okay, let's go and have a look at the decks, the flybridge, the engine room, and of course the crew areas. The lot. Here we go. So we'll come back up here. I think because there's some people out there, what we might do is jink through the galley and out onto the decks that way. Very high bulwarks on the decks, so it feels very secure as you come out of here. And that then accesses back down to the cockpit, or we can go the other way and head forward. And we'll find this very capacious bow area. Lots of seating there. You've got your Fusion hi-fi controls in the centre. That, incidentally, is a wireless charging port. You drop your phone onto there and it'll charge it. And there's a fridge drawer in here as well. So if you want to grab a drink, you don't have to head back to the cabin to do so. And of course, big sunbathing areas with these lift sections so that you can sit up and watch the view as you cruise down the coast. How nice. Carbon fibre poles, and these are supporting a big sun top there, so you can keep the worst of the sunshine off when it's really hot, or of course you can pack that away if you don't want it. And then your anchor handling kit is up here. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go and see if we can check out that flybridge, and then we'll check out the crew areas as well. So let's get back down this side, and in fact there are some people on the flybridge, so let's do it in reverse. Let's do the crew area first and finish off on the flybridge. And that is the crew area with somebody emerging from it. So with a bit of luck we'll get a clear run. Here we go. Anyone else? Yep. Hi. Fantastic. Okay, somebody down here, but there's plenty of space, so I think we'll be okay. Now down here again, you kind of forget that it's a 78-foot boat because you've actually got two separate crew cabins. You've got one here with a single bed in, so that would be perhaps a captain's cabin. And then on the other side, there is another cabin with twins in. So she'll sleep three, which for a 78-foot boat is pretty impressive. These, of course, are wardrobes and that kind of thing. So you've got room to pack everything away. Nice big opening windows, plenty of ventilation in here. And then on this side, you've got, let's close that door back over a moment. That's the toilet. And something you don't expect to find on this size boat in the crew zone is a completely separate shower area. That is rather nice. Another thing you find in here is a little desk area so people can work there if they want to. And this controls the whole boat. So all that stuff we saw on the screens up in the helm position are accessed from here. Everything from navigation to controlling the electrics on the boat, generators, stabilization system, all that kind of thing can be done from here. So you don't have to start heading up in the middle of the night. If you want to put the stabilizers on, starting to roll, you can do it from there. Okay, so this is where we find the engines. And this has got triple IPS 1350s. You can see them across here. I love the way they put blue lighting in down here. It does nothing but look good. But what's wrong with that? So they are 1,000 horsepower each. They're giving the boat about 28 knots flat out, cruising at about 24, and a range of getting up towards 400 miles, that sort of area, at fast planing speeds. And of course, if you drop the speed right back as ever, you'll get a lot further. This is a ladder here, so you've got another access way out, and if we go right to the back, you can see the pods for these, or the top of the pods at least, across the back here. And this, of course, if you're wondering what this is, that is that tender garage that we saw as we came on. So let's reverse back out of here. There we go. Generator is underneath here, and then another one just over there. And this fella here is a water maker, so it created its own fresh water. And this is all the master vault charging systems and battery management and that kind of thing. Let's have a little look down this side. Yeah, interesting. Huge fans on here for when she's running, keep plenty of airflow. And these are access panels, so you can get to all the engineering like bilge pumps and that kind of thing down underneath. Fuel filters are on here as well, that kind of stuff. Excellent. I don't know whether I mentioned them on the way in, but also the other thing in here, of course, is the laundry facility. So you've got these two big Miele washer dryers. Cool. So what haven't we done? We haven't done the Flybridge, of course, because we're going slightly backwards. So let's head on up and see if we can take a look at that. So we're back out of here. And this time we will loop around back past the cockpit and up the steps. A few people up here, but we should be able to get a pretty good impression of what it's all about. This is a really vast area. You've got the hard top on here, of course, and then there's a seating area here, and an open area at the back for your sun loungers. Let's go out to the back. Look at the size of that. That is pretty impressive. We'll walk right to the front. There's a massive bar area down underneath here, and that's things like fridges and that kind of stuff. And we'll head right up to the front, and you've got seating here for a couple of people, seating over on that side, and those beautiful wooden wheels, and you've got all the controls here again, all electronic as we head downstairs, and then the view out over the front. Very impressive. Okay, as I say, this is a boat show. It is rather busy at the moment, but at least it gives us a pretty good idea. So let's head back off, see whether maybe we can finish up at the beach club. So they've done these gates, by the way, with this on here. Again, a lot of Italian styling. Okay, let's come around here, and we will have a little sit at the beach club next to the shower. And in fact, there is another shower up here. So if you come out from swimming, big rainfall shower right on the back of the boat, right at water level. How cool is that? So that's it. That's the Cranchi 78. As I mentioned earlier, it's the biggest boat Cranchi have ever built, and they've really gone to town on this one. They've done a very, very impressive job of it. So it's been great to show you that one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know what you think of it. Give it a thumbs up, a click if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got loads more great videos coming. Hit the little bell, and it'll let you know each time one's uploaded. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.